Haley Meier flew out there, our meteorologist. Right now, she is in Smiths Parish right now, and you can see what it looks like. I mean, that is the way it looked earlier. I'll tell you what, we've got a double shock coming at her right now. So we had some very heavy rain that breezed through earlier today, and then we've got the chance of tropical storm force winds again tomorrow afternoon, and hurricane force winds moving in by tomorrow evening. So Haley Meier, we saw your shot before. It looked like the rain had ended, and yeah, beautiful blue color ocean behind you. You're on the beach, but the winds are still a factor, huh?
Yeah, definitely, Bob. I mean, last time we spoke was about an hour ago, and right now the winds, I would say, went from 10 miles per hour up to 28 miles per hour, some gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So we're close to tropical storm force wind gusts, with Humberto's closest pass happening to the northeast of Bermuda in, let's say, the next 5 or 6 hours, so a little bit later on into the afternoon, early evening. But we're on the south-facing shore, which, if you were watching earlier on, we said this is the most vulnerable area in Bermuda. Since I first stepped foot out here about 10 minutes ago, I've had to move up about 8 to 10 feet away from the water because we are now entering into high tide. The surf really starting to pick up. I would estimate some of these waves are close to 4 or 5 feet once you get just offshore. Now, what's really interesting about Bermuda, something that is so helpful with the island and why they don't see catastrophic hurricanes, or at least the toll of that on their island, is because of their barrier reefs around it. They have coral reefs. Here on the south-facing shore, the reefs are much closer, and you can actually see where you have those white caps right off, I would say maybe a couple hundred feet off of the shore. That's where the coral reef is, and that's helping to break these waves and calm them down a little bit as they come in. Now, you can also see the flip side of that. We have a couple homes, and even if you zoom in a little bit further to that blue home there, they've got boards up. They're ready to go for this hurricane that's really expected to pass today, but then we have Imelda, which is a much bigger concern. Now, for the south-facing shores, we've got those reefs closer. The north-facing shores, the reefs are a little bit further out. Then you talk about the western side of Bermuda, and it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes those coral reefs are a bit closer, others they're a bit further out, but overall they're a very well-fortified island. For the rest of tonight, we could have wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That's expected into the evening. Hurricane warnings out now, especially as Imelda being upgraded from a tropical storm to a hurricane this morning. That sharp right turn being influenced by Humberto. But then we could be talking about a landfalling hurricane for Bermuda. Ian, you mentioned it's like a needle in a haystack out here. I mean, truly, we are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean right now. And the last time we have seen a hurricane make landfall was last year with Ernesto. But as a matter of fact, we have not had back-to-back hurricanes make landfall, at least since the records, from what I've done some digging. So maybe some meteorologists back there in New York City can do some digging for me. But I don't think it's ever happened. In back-to-back years, we've had a landfalling hurricane. Now, back in 2014, we had Faye and Gonzalo. Gonzalo made a direct landfall. Faye was just to the south of the island. And so that was the last time we had something to this magnitude. Also doing some more research here in Bermuda, they see the majority of their hurricanes pass within 100 nautical miles of this general island, which is 21 square miles. They typically see about 80% of them in September and October, so it's peak time. The rain's coming in, the wind's starting to pick up. It's only going to get worse from here, and then obviously tomorrow is go time. Today, schools, businesses, everything is open. There's a big thoroughfare. It's called the Causeway here in Bermuda. It's what's connected us to St. George to here in St. John's Parish, and that will completely close down when winds get up to 50 miles per hour. Our taxi driver said they literally put cranes in front of it saying you cannot go because there was a hurricane back in the early 2000s, and that's where there were 4 fatalities from vehicles that got stuck and washed away on the causeway. So Bermuda says we're not doing that again. They learned from their mistakes in past hurricanes, and they're ready to go. I also mentioned earlier they have really high spirits considering the fact that a hurricane is expected to make landfall or just barely miss the islands within the next 24 hours. And so they're ready to go, guys, but certainly flash flooding is going to be a concern in some isolated spots. Wind gusts, power outages. I mean, we got some luscious greenery out here. Now, thankfully, the island also has extensive pruning, so they go through, they knock down any trees that look a little bit sketchy, and they make sure that they do the best that they can to prepare for an event like this. But power, when you have a major hurricane or just a hurricane come by in the form of Imelda, we could have power out for over a week. It's happened in the past. So we hope that that doesn't happen. The airport's completely closed from today through Thursday. That'll start this evening. So people are really starting to hunker down and prepare for what is expected to be a rough patch of weather over the next couple of days.
All right, Haley, thank you very much. We know that the weather conditions are going to start going downhill, but it's beautiful right now. Beautiful
Haley
water.
said the taxi ride, too. The taxi
is.
rides are on the other side of the road. It's a little squirrely at first, huh, Haley?
Yeah, it's a little odd. I mean, you're not allowed to rent a car
Right.
unless it's a really tiny smart car as a tourist, and I see why. I would have crashed in about 2 seconds. Driving on the opposite side of the road is a no for me.
I agree. I mean, listen, you see that? It's white knuckle. What the hell are you doing? Oh, and they drive on the other side. Haley Meier, thank you very much. Meteorologist out there in Bermuda for Fox Weather. We will check back in with you again in just a little bit.